Georgie Cole and welcome to the SheerLuxe Show. It's the first show of 2022 and we are back with everything you need for a fresh start. For January, Polly is here. She's going to be sharing her styling do's and don'ts for the rest of the season. Expect all the outfit inspo you need to get you out of a dressing funk. Later, Adeola is chatting us through the key beauty trends to look out for in 2022. Plus, she's revealing the products you need to recreate them like a pro. Celebrated interior designer Fi Crole has kindly opened the doors to her beautiful home and she's revealing the tips and tricks behind her feminine, elegant and beautiful living spaces. And finally, the SheerLuxe team are sharing their recommendations for the books they've loved reading recently. Perfect if you're taking it easy this month or if, like me, you vowed to read more this year. But first of all, I'm joined by some of the SheerLuxe team. Welcome, Laura, Sherry and Georgina. Nice to see you. This is the first time I've seen you all in the flesh.
I know.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It feels quite weird to be here. We are still working from home. What were you doing on the 20th of May, 2020? I was going through my pictures yesterday. Funny enough, I wasn't at a party. I think I was on the common again with my children.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think there's going to be an inquiry? I'm sure someone said to me, the lockdown was about politics, not about health, unless you were vulnerable or elderly. I mean, you think of the mental health impact and the businesses that have had to close. Yeah. What a dick. What a dick. I'm just saying that. Anyway, on the podcast, I'd be edited out for saying that, but I can't be on the show. So there we go. It's live. I'm going to get in real trouble now. Anyway, we're not going to talk about Boris Johnson, but we're going to talk about January health hacks. Instead, what's everyone's approach? Laura, lovely to see you. I said yesterday, I feel really out of touch.
I know, it's been ages.
I know.
Health hacks. I'm not really one for a January. I find it all a bit depressing that it's like suddenly your fun has to stop and you have to do literally nothing. That kind of fills me with fear and makes me want to rebel. So I'm kind of more of a slow and steady throughout the year. But
you're very controlled. I'm going to be more like Laura this year.
But my children, after the Christmas indulgence, I was like, we need to get some goodness in them. So each morning we are juicing at home and giving them a juice and making it green. And
what goes in your juice?
Oh, my favourite at the moment, watermelon. Watermelon in juice is sensational. Carrot, limes and cucumber.
You're making me laugh at my husband keeps saying the word sensational. I was like, this is your new word, sensational. I agree, wardrobe, got clothes in the brain. Watermelon is sensational in a juice.
Yes,
very watery.
Yeah, excellent. There we go. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Nothing groundbreaking, but I still want to eat my breakfast too.
Yes. Oh, absolute must. Just had my Marmite and sourdough. Sherry, looking very pretty in pink.
Oh, thank you.
What about you?
So, similar to you, Laura, I'm trying not to do too much, but I think my main thing for January is really prioritising sleep and making sure I go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day, even at the weekend, and I feel so much better.
That was one of mine, and I failed when I've done 2 nights in a row after midnight.
Oh,
yeah,
Georgie.
it's hard, but if you get back into it, it's easier than
you're right.
going to bed really late, 'cause it's quite easily done, especially at home all the time. But yeah, that's my main thing, and then hopefully that everything else will just fall into place.
I just don't go down a selling sunset hole while you're brushing your teeth, and then suddenly I'm like, there goes nothing now. Where's your cardi from? Because I'm sure we're going to be asked.
Oh, it's from And Other Stories.
It's
very
the
warm.
prettiest pink.
It is
so
the prettiest
lovely.
pink, isn't it? And the cuffs are lovely.
It's very warm.
Georgina, also you're looking very chic today.
Thank
I
you.
feel you all look fabulous. What about you? Well, you've had COVID. How are you?
I'm fine. I had COVID last week and I feel like I got away pretty lightly. In fact, I felt like I had a bit of a COVID holiday because I just went into my bedroom and hid for about 5 or 6 days from everyone in my house. And I can't remember the last time I did that and didn't cook and, run around after the family and do all those things. It was kind of self-enforced isolation. So I just sat and kind of chilled out and did a bit of work and just,
Lovely.
Sounds quite nice.
I was convinced I had it last week too. I took so many tests and sadly I didn't. So I didn't get 6 days in my room. It would be quite nice. What's your New Year's resolution? Do you have one?
No, but I have been getting into some health kicks this week. So I started yoga with Adrienne, her 30-day move program. So I'm doing that every morning and it is absolutely brilliant. Not too late to start. You don't have, she releases them all. You could start it today. Each class is about 22 to 29 minutes, always under half an hour. So it's so manageable, really gentle, and then she's definitely building. So I feel like I'm getting stronger and already,
Really?
yeah.
Do you sweat at all ever?
No,
or?
no. Oh, there's no sweating. And then I'm also doing a 3-day juice, which I'm on day 3 of now. And I just feel really good. I feel
You're very perky. I'd be a monster.
Well, day 1, I was just like, oh my God, I feel awful. I've got such bad headache, kind of withdrawal from everything. I did feel awful. And then yesterday I woke up and felt quite good. And today I feel really kind of...
So nothing, you haven't chewed for 3 days?
Well, when you drink the juice, you try and chew the juice.
Oh.
Which is quite weird.
Except you can't chew juice.
No, but anyway, it's lovely.
Well
the juices
done.
are delicious. And yeah, it just feels like a good kind of reset. So,
My friend just did the Prolon cleanse. Have you heard of that?
No.
Which is 5 days, and you get crackers and olives and soups. And she was saying you get to chew.
Yeah.
And anyway, she said she was literally bouncing around, which is amazing. Anyway, well done you. Well, I am on. Well, I had a drink on Friday. I had 3 G&Ts on Friday, and other than that, I hadn't drunk since I drank 3 G&Ts on Friday and nothing since Tuesday. We went away for a few nights after New Year.
Okay.
So Laura's counting. Anyway, quite good for me. Thanks very much.
Good.
I got into bed on Sunday and I said to my husband, I was like, my halo is shining. Can you see it? And feeling quite good. I'm doing 1 night off dry Jan a week.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to really try and stick to my no alcohol 3 nights a week, which we were really good at. And then we slipped in December, and then it was just every day over Christmas.
Wow. It's
It's amazing how you can get out of the habit of it quickly, though.
Yeah.
Well, in the Christmas holidays, I'd get to like 5 o'clock, I'd be like, is it time to drink yet? Whereas
you need to do like 2 days to break your cycle.
Yeah.
And then
Someone
it
said
gets
day
easier.
1 hard, and then it's easy. Anyway, so I feel great. Kate Middleton turned 40 on Sunday. We obviously have to talk about her. We asked everyone to pick their favourite Kate outfit, look of all time. And anyway, isn't she wonderful? You've got to give it to her. I was loving all the press on Sunday. I was reading all the Sunday supplements and I was just like, good on you. 41, she hasn't put no, that's me, not her. 40, she hasn't put a step wrong. She doesn't say a word. I mean,
she plays the piano.
Oh my
that's
God. I mean, turn it to them around the county, the piano. We were like, Jesus Christ. But God, she's pretty impressive, isn't she?
She really, really is.
Yeah.
She's a good role model.
And her photos, what did you think of her photos, her pictures?
Do you know, I actually don't know what I think about those pictures. I still don't. I look at them and I think, I don't know if I love them or if I'm not sure on them.
I didn't recognise her. When I saw the picture of her in the one-shouldered kind of pinky red dress.
Didn't like that one.
It was on the front of the Sunday Times, kind of in a small corner, showing what was obviously going to be in the magazine or something. And I just didn't even think it was her. I had no idea who it was, but
And that's what I think I don't know if I
look
liked it.
like her.
Because is that what she is really like, or does she actually prefer to be more preened and somebody's trying to make her look more kind of... That's why I can't work out whether I'm
Sherry,
on board or not.
Yeah, I really like them. I love the one where she's kind of like looking to the side with, I think she's wearing a white dress.
yeah.
with the bows.
Yeah, and it looks really, I guess from like another time, quite Victorian-esque.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
it looks like it's from decades
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, but I think they've done that deliberately because she looks very royal, very queen-like. Maybe it's like
Yeah.
ready to be a
Ethereal as
queen.
well.
Yeah,
I think that was the idea of the styling, was that it was meant to look like a kind of Victorian lady's portrait, as it would have been done in a studio where they would dress in a certain way.
What did you think, Georgie?
I feel like I sort of love them and I sort of don't. But I sort of think, and I said this on the podcast, I sort of feel like it's not a time to nitpick because I think she's bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
I think she's doing an amazing job in a bloody hard role. And, you know, whether you're a Meghan fan or not, she's kept stum. She's not said a word. It can't have been easy. I'm not digging at Meghan, but I'm just saying, you know, she's just... I read it, there was a quote that said, Kate's like the Queen Mother, she just doesn't do drama. And I thought, good for you, you can't really, because she's not going to win.
Yeah, you're never
So I sort of feel like, I just look at them and think, do you know what I look at? I look and I think, I'm thrilled that she didn't have a bouncy blow dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's found her way to a tong, which thrills me.
And also she tried to do something different and not just deliver what we would all expect.
Exactly.
So that's a refreshing.
We'd like more of those, Kate. Basically, I'd like those weekly. Anyway, can we talk about our favourite outfits? Laura, what are yours?
I had a great time going down a hole.
I mean, this is so fun.
dream work task.
I know.
I loved that picture that came out on New Year's Eve of the two of them. I love how happy they look. I love that they're touching hands. She just looked amazing in that dress.
Can I say something? Touching hands. I think we've got Meghan to thank for that. But they wouldn't have done that without Meghan Markle having been here. I feel like she's given them the freedom to touch each other, which is really lovely.
Yeah, that's true actually. But it's just, I think she looks beautiful in that. And then
And they look so happy.
They look so happy. And every image that I opened, she was wearing Jenny Packham. So I was like, oh, I love that one. Oh, I love that one. And there were so many. But then I also thought she looked amazing in the polka dot with the collar, the Alessandra Rich, where it's just, I don't know, it felt a little bit modern. It was quite a dress of the moment when it came out. And I remember like all the fashion editors, everybody was wearing it of some form. And I loved that she was wearing something a little bit more.
I'm so surprised you picked that.
Why?
I don't know what anyone's picked because I really wanted the surprise because I'm sad like that. Anyway, clearly it's January, I don't have much else going on. But anyway, I'm just
I thought it really flattered her figure. I like her in something longer.
Yeah.
And I like that it kind of had the bit of the shoulder. I don't know, it just felt a little bit more fashion for her than some of the other things she wore. Having said that, I still like her in a tailored coat.
I don't like her in a day dress. I'm just going to say that. I think she's too straight up and down. I prefer her in a two-piece or something with some volume in the skirts. I think she's just so teeny. Anyway,
Okay.
I think she's great. Anyway, fascinating. That picture on New Year's Eve, I agree, amazing. Sherry, I love this one.
I really love this dress. She's wearing the Alexander McQueen gown at the BAFTAs a few years ago. And for me, it's quite unexpected. I think a lot of Kate's style is so unique to her because obviously not many people could wear the things that she wears because they're not Kate Middleton. But this seems like something that, I don't know, someone would wear at a summer wedding. I love that it's, strapless.
I love that.
Yeah, it looks really feminine. Love the print. I think it's great all round.
Yeah, I love that too. I think she's, you'd have thought that was maybe a bit risque for her. But I love
Really modern. Love it.
Good one. She always looks amazing in McQueen. I think that's just like her, it's just perfect on her. This was one of mine. You stole
and I
mine.
nearly put it too, but I thought it would be
I
a
was told I
favourite.
wasn't allowed this one, so I was like, okay, I've got more than one. So, I was like, okay. In McQueen.
In McQueen again. Although, whilst it is, I love the McQueen dress and I love the puff sleeve and the V, but I love the hatband, headband. That for me, which is by Jane Taylor. And I just think when you have an occasion where where you're in that sort of job and you've got to you're expected to wear a hat, and then to do that just felt so fresh and interesting. Really modern. And from the front, it looks like a hat, but from the side and the way then her hair's done underneath and the earrings, just the whole thing. And then this lovely, simple neckline. I just think it is so
It's amazing.
Yeah, for
elegant
christening.
and chic.
It's her strongest
Gorgeous.
christening. It's her strongest christening outfit.
Gorgeous. I loved it.
I love it too. I love her in a hairband. I have to
too.
say, I really do love her in a hairband.
And her hair up. I love when she has her hair up
Yeah,
in something.
I
it looks so nice.
Yeah,
Leather,
in like a
intricate.
chignon.
Yeah.
I think all her christening outfits have been amazing, but I do think they've got better and better. I was looking at, I think from George to Louis, there's a picture of all of them together, and this is but she looks amazing in all white, I think.
Yeah.
You've got two, right?
I do have two.
Is this you too? Right.
Yes. Talking of Kate in a two-piece, I like Kate in trousers. And I wish
I've got
she would
trousers
wear
on
trousers
too.
more.
Interesting.
Not the skinny jeans not the tight, because she's very tall and long and slim. And she seems to me, I don't know her dimensions, but she seems to have quite a long body. So I quite like this, where it's this kind of amazing, bright, vibrant colour on the blouse, which is by Gucci, and then these lovely long flare trousers. And it just kind of almost looks, I could just see like Katharine Hepburn wearing it or something. It's just so classic. And I just think it looks amazing.
Do you know what I think with trousers? And I don't want to be critical because I literally love her. I just wish she had a slightly higher waistband.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think she'd actually look better in a sort of more palazzo. She'd look amazing in a palazzo pant.
Yeah.
I think
true.
But yeah, I've got a trousers one coming too. Okay, on to mine. So my first one is her in McQueen at Pippa's
Gorgeous.
wedding. I mean, if SheerLuxe made wedding guest dresses, this is what they look like.
This is what you would wear.
This is what I would wear. Yeah, exactly. In fact, I've worn a very similar colour when I was matron maid. What am I? I was a matron of honour. And I wore a hat a bit like that. Anyway, before her, just tasted too hard. Anyway, I think she looks so beautiful. She didn't upstage the bride. It was perfect. And she gets it. She really gets it right.
Yeah.
My next one is her, again, I like a pussy bow. She's got a headband on, and you three probably, we've got them in black and white, but this is, the headband is kind of burgundy, and it's like a sort of dusty dark pink. And this was at Archie's christening. And was there friction going on? Was there not? Who knows? Anyway, I thought she quietly nailed it.
Yeah.
I thought she looked great there. And then my last one, and I'm hoping you can see a full leg on the screen, not the one we've got here. But here she's wearing a wide leg trouser, a blazer and a t-shirt. Now, the bag doesn't do it for me. However, I would love to see her, this is quite Diana-esque, I would love to see her go a bit, she's always chic, but just go a bit more classic sometimes, a bit more understated, but chic and polished. And I'm not saying this is the most exciting look in the world, but I would love to see her evolve into a kind of another kind of look as well as her dresses.
I kind of respect her though for owning her style. Like I feel like she's got such a clear style.
Yeah.
And there are lots of people would do that.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that she's stayed true to it.
And she needs to stay away from those skinny jeans, I'm afraid. Just saying. Anyway, we love you, Kate.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. I hope you were spoilt, rotten. We were going to talk about TV. I think we're going to save that for the next show because I'm going to be in big trouble otherwise because we've talked so long. But it's Kate Middleton. She deserves it, right? Thank you so much. I absolutely love that. And it's so nice to see you all. Next up, Polly is sharing her tips for getting this season's trends just right.
Hello, I'm Polly, SheerLuxe's junior fashion editor, and I am back this month to talk you through some of my style do's and don'ts. These are the things I think about every day when I'm getting dressed, and I'm going to demonstrate some of them to you with some pieces from my own wardrobe. So let's get going. Okay, so first up is do consider your trouser length and footwear choice. I do think it's really important to think about what trousers you're going to wear depending on your footwear. For example, if you're wearing a pair of Western boots like these are Isabel Marant. I always think it's nice for this sort of style to go for a more cropped trouser or jean just to show off the ankle. I think anything that's too long is going to feel a little bit cowboy-esque. Same goes for a chunky boot as well. Something too long feels a bit sort of army cadet, so go for something a little more cropped just to give a more feminine, streamlined finish. Again, anything too short as well. You don't want kind of to show off too much of your leg, so make sure it hits just above the top of the boot and you'll get the look right. As for the rest of the look, the jeans are from Zara, they fit true to size. I've got a jumper from Crumpet Cashmere and a blouse from CNY. Next up is do balance out your relaxed pieces with more polished ones. This obviously isn't a hard and fast rule. If you want to wear a head to toe relaxed look, then that is up to you. But I personally just like mixing the more sort of streetwear elements with a polished piece. So for example, I've gone for a hoodie from Anina Bing and then just added a pair of smart tailored trousers from Marcella London. I love the juxtaposition of quite a relaxed hoodie with a smart tailored trouser. It just feels really cool. It's a great way to kind of balance each other out. I've then added a pair of trainers, which are Nike Dunks. I love adding a high top trainer to a pair of tailored trousers. Again, that juxtaposition of the two just feels really cool. And then just to complete the look, I've added a long smart tailored coat over the top of the hoodie. This again from Marcella London. I really like, just popping a hoodie over the top of the coat just to make it feel a little bit more relaxed, a bit less stuffy. Again, these two elements with the other two elements just really balance each other out. for a nice kind of relaxed yet polished everyday look. Okay, now on to the don'ts. My first one is don't wear more than 3 colours at once. I don't tend to wear a lot of bright colours, but when I do, I try to keep one outfit to just 3 colours maximum, just to keep things looking a little bit more streamlined. Anything more, in my opinion, just tends to look a little more over the top, basically. So I've gone for this green tracksuit, which is from a brand called Life of Ease. It's quite a bright colour, so quite statement. So I've gone for a couple of neutrals just to pair it with. So a nice camel coat from Totem over the top, and just some plain white trainers. I think any more colours in this would just look a little bit busy. My next don't is to don't forget your accessories. I really feel like jewellery, other bits of accessories are just as important as the rest of your outfit, and I really don't leave the house without my jewellery and things like that. I think it really completes the look, especially an outfit like this, which is relatively simple. I've gone for the Marcella trousers and a cardigan from there as well, and a white tee. With nothing else, it's kind of boring, isn't it really? But I've gone for a nice chunky belt, which is from Black and Brown, a chunky gold necklace from Monica Vinader, my favourite Pie London vintage earrings, some gold rings as well, and you could also add some sunglasses. I really kind of, whether or not it's sunny, I always wear these ASOS sunglasses. They just make any look feel a little bit more elevated and cool. I'm also loving a cap at the moment, just to make the look feel a little bit more relaxed and cool. This is from Anina Bing, but I just love it. Basically, all of these things are gonna make your outfit feel a bit more kind of personal, a bit more exciting, so don't forget about them before you leave the house. And my final rule is don't flash too much skin at once. Kind of goes back to that age-old rule of either getting your legs or your arms out, vice versa, not both at the same time. But I think it also applies to your day-to-day wear, not just for the evening. So while I've technically not got actual skin out, I would call this my skin out for this time of year. So I've got my legs out, so I wouldn't probably get my arms out at the same time, or my chest area. So I've gone for my row boots again, some tights which are from Calzedonia. I think these are 20 denier. Some shorts from Warehouse, belt from Black and Brown, and a nice oversized white jumper from And Other Stories. I think the oversized jumper again just balances out that skin on show as well. So if you are going for a look like this, go for something boxier up top to balance out the legs, and vice versa. If you've got your arms out, you might want to go for a slightly looser trouser or skirt. And those are all my style do's and don'ts. Everything shoppable from today will be linked in the show notes below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, Polly. Look forward to seeing you soon. Now, from belly their skin to a flushed blush, Adeola is here to explain the most flattering on-trend makeup looks to try now and how you can recreate them yourself.
Hey everyone, Happy New Year, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the top beauty trends of 2022. You are in for a treat. There are so many beautiful looks that can get you ready for the new season that are super wearable too, so let's get stuck in. Now the first trend that's going to be massive in 2022 is all about skin, and not just any type of skin. The focus is really going to be on luminous skin and those barely there foundation formulations. It's really about letting your skin shine through. Sheer coverages, nothing too heavy. We're really ditching that heavy makeup look. Now there's a product that's just launched recently that is the epitome of what I'm talking about with this trend. It's the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is a really beautiful foundation that is all about letting your skin shine through. What's great is that you've got some really beautiful skincare benefits such as hyaluronic acid, which you guys know that I love, which is really good for hydrating the skin, as well as a brightening rose complex to give your skin that lovely glow. But honestly guys, this just goes on like a dream. It's a great foundation for every single day. It's very, very light, but still gives you that light to medium coverage. Doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. Obsessed with this. Great shades. I believe there's 30 shades overall. I wear number 14 neutral, and I absolutely love this foundation. The second trend that's going to be massive for 2022 is all about brows. And in this instance, it's fluffy brows, which is actually one of my favorite ways to wear my brows. And I think again, it's that real move towards more of a natural makeup look. I've already done my brow with my favorite products at the moment. You can see the difference. You know, you can see that there's a little bit of texture. You can see that the brows are brushed up, and it's not that block brow where you can't really see the brow hairs. It's really emulating very natural brush strokes and ensuring that your brows are really nice and groomed and defined, but also very natural at the same time. I'm going to be using these two products from Blink Brow Bar. It's their tinted brow gel, which I absolutely love, and then their ultra slim defining brow pencil, which is amazing. So what I love first of all is that you've got the spoolie, which is a great sort of brush to really brush the brow hairs up so you can really see where you want to fill the brows in. And then you've got this really amazing, very thin and defined, if you can see there, very thin wand, which you can just use to kind of fill in the brows. And I love this applicator. I love that you can kind of really emulate those like feathery sort of strokes for the brows, as sort of like feathery brow hairs. And then all I'm going to do now is just going to go in with my tinted brow gel. And again, this also gives a little bit of texture. It also helps to kind of keep the brows in place, but adds a little bit more volume and also a bit more definition, but it still looks super natural. I mean, look at that. And how quick and easy was that? Now, the next trend is a real throwback to the 90s. It's been around for a while, but it's really coming to the forefront this year, and it's all about the 90s lip. This is a trend that I'm absolutely loving because I kind of do my lips this way anyway, but it's all about making your lips look fuller and really adding that definition in there as well. So the first thing you want to do is go in with a deep sort of lip liner, maybe like a couple of shades deeper than your natural lip color. I love this one by Kiko Milan. It's like number 321, and it's like a really beautiful sort of chocolatey brown. And what you want to do is fill out sort of like the outer perimeter of your lip with this lip color. I'm gonna pop that on now. And then I'm just going to do it on the top as well. I mean, that in itself looks amazing. And then we're going to go in with a lovely sort of nude color on the lips. So you can go for like a lovely nudie pink or brown. I'm going to go for this gorgeous color called Sesame by Bite Beauty. And again, I'm really focusing on the center of my lip with this color. So you get that really lovely sort of graduation of color where it's a little bit dark on the outer perimeter. And then you can blend it in. You can even use your fingers to kind of blend it in if you want it to be a bit softer. I'm gonna pop a bit of gloss on in the center, but I still wanna keep that definition with the lip liner and the lipstick. And just add that in. This is a crushed infused oil gloss by Bobbi Brown. And that's so gorgeous. I love this look. It's the 90s lip trend coming back again. Now, liner is also a massive trend for 2022, with many catwalks showing graphic liner, whether it be a neon color, something bold, something bright. There were so many different forms of liner. But for me, it's all about making sure that people feel more confident in wearing liner in 2022. That's what I want to see happening. I'm going to take one of these pencils. This is actually a great pencil by Bare Minerals, which I really, really love. Super long lasting, but incredibly easy to use. And what I would always recommend is to always go in with a compact mirror. I'm actually using this one by Morphe. The key is never to get a perfect line straight away. I mean, I've been a makeup artist for over 10 years now. I can never do liner in one go. It's always a process. Now, you want to use a brush like this. This is one by Tom Ford, which I absolutely love. It's kind of like a small sort of smudge brush. And I'm going to use this to kind of blend out my liner. So it's really important that you don't let your liner sit for too long. And then I'm just going to start to kind of draw out that process of creating the wing. But can you see that? So actually, this gives a really good template for you to kind of build up and create that beautiful sort of graphic wing liner effect. But look at that. And then once you're happy with that, you can then go back in and create more of a structured or full line. And now I've gone back over and I've got that really good backdrop to trace over, and I've got that perfect line. And then what I love to just take my finger and go like this, and that way you've got this really lovely defined line. And then one trend I'm absolutely loving is the blush look. This was massive and seen all over the catwalks for spring summer 2022, and it's not just blushed cheeks that look very subtle, it's like quite a bit of blush, but I think it's really pretty. It's a great way just to kind of really like brighten up the complexion. I mean, I love blush because I really think it's one of those things that if you kind of feel a bit like, you know, meh, it really helps to perk you up. So I'm going to use this beautiful blush actually from Rose Ink, which is a gorgeous colour. I'm going to take that, I'm just going to pop that onto my cheeks. And you can just build it up to the sort of finish and the look that you want. And it's just a really beautiful look, perfect for spring. I would definitely recommend to use a cream blush if possible over a powder blush, mainly because with powder you might have the tendency to put too much product on, and actually I think it's better for you to build up gradually, and you can easily do that with a cream blush. So yeah, a flush blushed look on the cheeks, that's a mouthful, is great, and it really is one of those sort of beautiful trends that really helps to kind of bring you into the new season of spring after winter. Well, I hope that you guys have loved me sharing with you the biggest trends in beauty for 2022. Let me know which trends you're going to be sporting for the new year and which one you love the most. I can't wait to see, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you, Adeola. You make it look so easy as always. I could literally watch you for hours. Now, next up, nothing says January more than an interiors refresh. Well, a few things do. But anyway, we've got an interiors segment for you next with designer Fi Crole of Crole, and she's giving us a tour of her gorgeous home, providing lots of inspiration and house envy in equal measure.
Hi SheerLuxe, I'm Fi Crole of Crole, and I'm going to be giving you a tour of my home and pointing out all the tips and tricks of the trade. We built this house in 2012, and in the process of designing the house, we decided that we didn't want it to look like a new build. So I went down the journey of travelling to France and going to lots of reclaim merchants, and in the process I discovered this beautiful reclaim antique stone for the floor, which came out of a chateau. We found a wonderful antique dealer down in Somerset who deals in reclaim French fireplaces. So the feel of the house is quite French, but also timeless, and I didn't want to follow any trends. In the kitchen, I wanted to have something very simple. I decided to do a very modern kitchen, which meant that the antiques could then sort of speak for themselves. So this is our fireplace in the kitchen, which is from France, and it's called a Trumeau fireplace. It's really, really lovely actually having a fireplace in the kitchen, which just sort of adds this extra bit of warmth and coziness. I've actually laid up the table today because we're actually entertaining tonight. Here we have a beautiful piece of furniture that I bought, which houses all the ceramics. I have a guilty pleasure in Adeola, which is a French ceramic company. And I think actually buying ceramics, you can buy from all over the world. This is a cake plate that when I was working in South Africa in Franschhoek, I bought this back in my suitcase. Each item has some sort of story. Wonky ware, which I particularly love. I think it's lovely to have a comfortable chair or a sofa that people can sit at. My husband sits here a lot. I've covered it in quite a fun, jazzy fabric from Van der Herd that for probably what is quite a plain and simple kitchen, it just adds, again, that pop of colour. Then we have this large island where we do everything. The children sit round it, I cook round it. Then rather randomly, I actually put our oven, which is an Everhot, into the window. Because when we built this house, I realised that we had the most magical view and I wanted to see it. I put drawers everywhere because I think drawers actually are much more useful than cupboards, and you can get to everything very easily and nothing is stacked. So from the kitchen you walk into our snug, where one end of the room I've got this bookcase, a freestanding antique piece of furniture that I bought from the Antiques Fair. And then walking round, we've got this very comfortable Howard chair that tends to be my chair. Then I have two comfortable sofas that have been reupholstered quite a few times, and the wall lights either side of the sofa, the larger sofa, are some antique ones that I found from Richard Taylor. I've sort of mixed up warmer colours in here with the pinks, with the browns and the yellows. Over here, I've got a cupboard which houses our TV. We use this room sometimes actually to entertain as well, so it's quite nice to hide the TV. And then here we have another antique French fireplace. I thought I'd take you into our drawing room. These rooms are always difficult rooms because trying to get them right, that right balance of cosy and also sort of formal for entertaining, can always be difficult. We use this room a lot, particularly in the summer, because it's lovely and light and airy, and we've got 3 large windows that the light streams in. But also in the winter, because we have this cosy fireplace that we love to use and light and read the Sunday newspapers and play lots of games. It's sort of a mixture of old and new. I bought this particularly nice brass and glass coffee table from Lawford's in Tetbury. And then to add texture, I've got these 2 clawed chairs with velvet on them and then a wool cushion. And then these sofas are covered in a linen, and then layering more pattern on top of it, which I always think is actually quite a nice thing to do. Don't try and be too matchy. I thought I'd quickly just take you out to the hall, where I bought this William Yeoward sideboard, and I love all the fluting on it. Just adds texture and interest. And then my husband and I bought these Baroque chairs, which used to be covered in a red velvet, and much to his distaste, I covered them in some old sackcloths, but actually it just turns them from being very, very traditional and slightly dull to being just a little bit more contemporary. So coming upstairs, this is now our bedroom, which I did in a pink Blythefield wallpaper. To tone this pink down, I've used a Larson linen and contrast bound it in a pink to bring the pink back up again. But it sort of somehow tones it, and again, as I keep on saying, adds that bit of texture, makes it a bit more contemporary. Being a new build house, I wanted to add character, which you can achieve quite easily by putting panelling in. And at Fi Crole, we do this quite a lot. I've got it in all the bathrooms, I've got it downstairs in the hall, in the games room, and it just adds that bit of interest. It's very simple to do. I've used wooden floor in here because, again, I think in a country house it's actually quite nice to have the wooden floor. An old style French bath. Either side of the bath you will see that I've got these 2 little recesses. One is for the shower, which hides the shower away quite nicely, and the other one over here is where we have the loo. Thank you for watching, and for more inspiration, please follow us at Fi Crole.
Thank you so much, Fiona. Wow, I mean, beautiful. Now, last but not least, is the SL team and the books they've been loving over the holidays.
Hello, so the book I'm reading this month is To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara, who was the author who wrote A Little Life, which if you haven't read that, you definitely need to. It's called To Paradise, and like her other books, it's a big sort of weighty tome, so it's definitely one I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this month. So I'm only a couple of 100 pages through, but it's basically set in New York over 3 different time periods, so 1893, 1993, and 2093, and it focuses on 3 people called David, Edward and Charles, but each segment's basically got those 3 characters, but they're completely different characters. It's just the same names. It gets a bit confusing, but I'm sure it'll all be wrapped up towards the end. But yeah, each one is set in a very different time period with very different rules. Just another really interesting exploration of race and sexuality and what it means to be American and all sorts of, strong, weighty things like that, of course, but just written in a really, really amazing way. I'm expecting to love the rest of it.
Recently, I've been enjoying The Family by Naomi Kropitsky. It's set in 50s, 60s New York and Brooklyn, and it follows the stories of two young girls, Antonia and Sophia. They're best friends, they live next door to each other, their houses are split by one wall, and their dads are both leaders of the mafia. Now, Antonia is more introverted, she's quite shy, whereas her friend Sophia is very extroverted, very outgoing, much like their fathers. Until one day, Antonia's father mysteriously disappears and no one knows what's happened to him. And this then draws a wedge in between the girls, and as they grow up into mothers and into leaders of their own family, this kind of mysterious story that's running through kind of comes to the forefront, and there are lots of twists and turns along the way. It's really beautifully written and it's very evocative of 50s, 60s New York, which is just such a joy to read, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm a bit late to the party on the book that I have to recommend, but I so loved Alexandra Schulman's Inside Vogue. It's her diary of the 9 months in the build-up to the magazine's centenary issue. She was obviously editor of British Vogue for 25 years and retired soon after, and if you just love all the glitz and glam and are just fascinated by life behind the scenes at a magazine, this is the book for you. It's also peppered with lots of reality and normality and stresses and strains, which keeps it down to earth too. So for a wholesome, entertaining, fun read, I really recommend it.
Hi everybody, so the book I am loving right now is My Best Friend's Murder by the author Polly Phillips, and as the name suggests, it centres around two key characters, Beck and Izzy, who have been friends nearly their whole lives. So as you can imagine, they've been through every single up and down together, but they've also got quite a dark aspect to their relationship, which you find out as you read through the book. And put simply, without giving away any spoilers or without kind of giving away anything people don't already know about this book, one of them is found dead at the bottom of a staircase, and the other immediately assumes she will be treated as the prime suspect, because although it could have been an accident at the bottom of the stairs, the police immediately treat it as a murder investigation. So it is a brilliant, one of those twisty, turny novels that keeps you guessing at all times. It's great if you like something a little bit gritty, something you find hard to put down, but also on the flip side, it's one of those books that you can put down for a few days, come back to, and you're immediately right back in the zone. So if you want something to hunker down with, I can't recommend this one enough.
Hi everyone, my book recommendation is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book went viral on TikTok, so I knew that I had to read it straight away. It follows the life of a girl called Lily Bloom who meets Ryle on a rooftop. He's a bit of a bad boy, doesn't do girlfriends, however he seems to have a really soft spot for Lily. As their relationship sparks in many others in the book, her dark and sensitive past seems to be creeping back into her life, which ends up complicating a lot of things for her. It is a really deep and inspiring book, but you fall in love with the characters, which I absolutely did. I would definitely recommend this. It's not your typical love story, it's something so much more, so definitely, if you can, grab your hands onto this.
I had just finished reading The Family by Louise Jensen, which is such a fantastic psychological thriller. If you're looking for something readable that you can't put down and something for a bit different this January, I really, really recommend The Family. It's about a woman called Laura who is grieving after the death of her husband in a very tragic accident, and she's struggling emotionally and financially, and a local farm, a kind of organic farm / community, takes her under their wing along with her daughter. Not everything is as it seems, and as you read through the book, there are so many twists and turns, and the title, The Family, becomes apparent. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but it is such a page turner. I really love this, and it really transported me to another world, and I think in January we can all do with a bit of that. So highly, highly recommend. Chances are, if you're into your thrillers, you may well have read some of Louise's other books, but I'm definitely going to put them on my list too. Love this one.
I've just finished reading A Single Thread by Tracy Chevalier. It's set after World War I and it focuses on a character called Violet, who is a 38-year-old unmarried woman living with her mother, who is quite grumpy and not particularly kind to her. In the book, we follow Violet's journey to become more independent, so she wants to leave the family home and go out and make her way in the world. And really, we just connect to Violet and we see her struggles, how it is to be a woman at that time. So many men lost at war, so getting married is not necessarily on the cards for everybody. And it's a beautiful, slow, gentle tale about her journey really of self-discovery, her acceptance of herself, the community of women that she meets along the way, and it's got a really good twist at the end. I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely, slow, gentle, atmospheric novel.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much to Adeola, Fiona, and of course Polly, Georgina, Sherry and Laura. On the next show we have lots more content with fashion from Lisa Marinelli, an interview with a life coach on how to be better at saying no, tips on meal planning from Summer Pine of House Curious, along with some delicious recipes. I'm sharing a hair tutorial, plus lots more. You won't want to miss it. In the meantime, we would love it if you would give us a comment below, a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye-bye.